Welcome back to the Beauty Lab podcast. I'm your host, Velia, and this is my co-host, Monina. And today we are going to be talking to Monina about Gua Sha. Don't you want to be like, Gua Sha?
Gua Sha on, Gua Sha
Yeah.
off.
Oh my God. Welcome to the Beauty Lab podcast, your drive time resource for all things beauty, health, and wellness. We're your hosts and favorite beauty nerds, Monina and Velia.
Join us as we debunk myths, explore the latest trends, and dive deep into the science behind your favorite products. We'll interview industry experts and answer your burning beauty questions in 30 minutes or less.
Anyways, so I'm so excited about this subject because one, I wasn't expecting Monina to want to talk about it. And two, I would love to apply every single thing I learned today to my own face and neck and head. So without further ado, are you ready to talk about Gua Sha?
I'm ready for Gua Sha.
All right. So first and foremost, can you just explain what Gua Sha is in case there is anybody who hasn't heard of Gua Sha?
Yes. And you're probably going to start hearing more about it because I'm seeing it as another trend, right? We like to talk about trends here, but specifically Gua Sha is a traditional healing method through Chinese medicine involving scraping the skin with some type of a smooth edge tool.
Okay.
So a lot of you probably seen some of these tools. Here's like one of the ones that I like to use. And also it originally was used to treat different ailments, things like fevers, muscle tension, stagnation of the blood. And now what we're seeing is it's being embraced by the beauty industry and incorporating it for its beauty enhancements during things like facials, which I like to do. Another thing is the tools are usually made of some type of a jade or rose quartz, which is what this one is. And then we've got the rose quartz and then a clear quartz, which you brought in. They come in so many different shapes, but they're usually some type of a stone, because it carries a lot of energetic properties, which is really great when you're doing some type of a facial or massage on the skin. So
Awesome.
that's really what it is. It's originally from traditional Chinese medicine.
We love that. Okay, so can you explain some of the benefits then of Gua Sha? Like, why would we be doing this?
Yes. And for most of you, you may have seen or heard of Gua Sha if you see someone who's like an acupuncturist or an herbalist, because they do utilize that, and usually for muscle pain, like on the back. If you've ever seen somebody, you've heard of cupping and things like that.
Yeah.
So this is like another form of traditional Chinese medicine to help relieve tension. And how it does that is it helps to boost circulation. It increases the microcirculation by 400%.
Oh.
According to Sandra Lanshin, who I am obsessed with. Like, I just started doing a deep dive into Gua Sha because I felt like I had never really been taught the proper way to do Gua Sha, and she just explained it all completely out for me. She made me understand a lot of the things that I'm seeing is not rooted in traditional Chinese medicine. We're doing it all wrong. So, but that is one of the big benefits, is that it actually increases your microcirculation, which then helps to nourish the skin from the inside out, which is why you get these nice, beautiful results when you do this during a facial. So one of the benefits is it helps to lift and sculpt the skin. So with consistent use of this tool and the proper application of it, you can actually define your cheekbones. You can lift the brow area, because that's definitely a concern I'm starting to have, is I'm really noticing my eyes are looking smaller because it's actually like the muscles of the tension is like causing it to droop a little bit more. So it can help to lift the brow. It can even soften fine lines and wrinkles. The biggest one is it actually helps to relieve facial or muscle tension, like in the cheek area, because this is a very, very big, strong muscle. And according to Sandra Lanshin, she said that when this area is so tight, like from clenching your teeth and things
which
like that.
Which I do constantly.
Yeah, or grinding, at night when we don't even know it. It causes that stagnation and that tension in the cheek. And she says all the other muscles around it can't do anything but submit to it. So then you start to see like that marionette line starts to deepen, all of the skin starts to loosen, and it starts to like droop. So that's caused from that muscle tension that we have here in the jaw and the cheek muscles. So it helps to relieve that, and then you see the sculpting. It helps to calm the central nervous system because it's a gentle, repetitive stroke. So it helps to shift your body from out of stress mode into activating your rest and what they call rest and digest mode. Yeah, so those are just some of the benefits of doing the Gua Sha.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big thing. Like there are a lot of benefits there. You know, if you can start controlling your facial muscles early on before things really start becoming like kind of permanent.
Yeah, because once things start to break down, or it's like in a position where you can't break it down or calm it or relieve it anymore, then all of the bad things that are happening with the skin is just going to continue to get worse and worse.
I think most people, including myself, I mean, I'm around it a lot, so I have education that most people probably don't even know how to seek out. I think that as we age, we start thinking, well, our skin's getting droopy from gravity.
Yeah.
And I have always kind of thought that, but there are so many things that control your muscles control is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Like even when I do the Japanese scalp massages and I'm doing, a head massage, I notice the facial muscles relax and you actually look, I mean, you're relaxed, but you look like all your muscles in your face just look different.
Yes.
And it's amazing how the muscles in your face and in your head change the way you look.
Right. Because think about it, when things are not in balance and we've got tension and we've got tight muscles, our face almost looks angry.
Yes.
Right?
I catch myself because I work in front of a mirror every day.
Yeah.
And I catch myself like listening to somebody's story, and I'm not obviously getting angry, but I'm like feeling concerned.
Yes.
I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling tense.
Yes.
And I look at my face in the mirror for a second, I'm like, oh, that's what I look like. Yeah. That's the face that if I didn't know to look in a mirror, like I didn't, like that's what you see, me making back at you,
right?
Because I look like I'm like mad or annoyed.
It's just your face and your body showing the emotion.
Yeah,
or feeling.
it's the tension.
Yes, and the tension.
Because when you hear like a sad story or even a tense story, even like an exciting story, you're like on pins and needles. You're like, tell me.
Yeah.
Like you don't look happy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a trip.
Yep. And then when you're asleep, like we were saying, if you clench your teeth or grind your teeth, it's you can't control it because you're asleep and it's subconsciously happening, right?
And I think a lot of people, including myself, when your body is like, and your brain is processing like your day in your sleep, you clench and you are stressed. And I wake up a lot unless I do Reiki on myself to calm myself and sort of get rid of the day and the tension. Even if I don't even feel stressed when I'm going to sleep, I wake up and I'm clenched and I'm tense and my jaw hurts.
Yep.
And
now you didn't have a soundful sleep.
Exactly.
You're in fits, turning all back and forth in your sleep. And that's why one of the benefits I said is it helps to move your body from stress mode to activating that rest, calming mode, because that's how you want to go to sleep.
And you said digest, right?
And digest. Yeah, because if our body is in stress mode, or what do they say, flight mode?
Yeah, fight or...
It's not... You've ever noticed that when you're stressed, you really aren't hungry, or if you're like running around, because your body can't do both.
Yeah.
So, but if you're resting, when you're calm and out of stress mode, you can sit and enjoy a meal and eat, and so you're also in rest and digest.
Wow. Okay. Yep. So next question: how does traditional Chinese medicine come into play here? Like explain what's happening under the skin and what does the Gua Sha do?
Sure. So again, like I said, if you guys want to do a deeper dive, I highly recommend looking up Sandra Lanshin. She is an herbalist, a licensed acupuncturist, and everything that I'm telling you, I learned from her, and she has amazing videos on how to do all of these things, because you can do Gua Sha on your neck, on your chest, on your face, but there's so many benefits to it, and there's so many different ways to do it. So I highly recommend, just a plug for her, I'm obsessed. She's amazing. Okay, so according to Sandra and traditional Chinese medicine, beauty is a reflection of internal balance. So we were just talking about that, right? If you're stressed out, you can't even sleep properly, right? So things like pain, puffiness, dullness in the skin are all signs of stagnation. So stagnant blood is what we're referring to. Ooh. But stagnant chi, you've heard of chi.
Yes.
So it's energy, right? So stagnant energy, and then the blood that's not flowing, that all causes stagnation, and it causes all of these things like that. Well, I was just talking about like pain and puffiness and all the things that you just said. You look in the mirror, you're like, what is happening to my face?
Like, what? How do I look like this? I don't feel like this, but I look like this.
So when your chi is flowing, your blood is flowing, it's doing everything it needs to. It's bringing circulation, it's bringing nutrients to every parts of your body, and it's flowing, and your body's in balance, right? So Gua Sha helps to activate certain meridians in our body, you know, meridian channels. So if you've ever had a massage or even in lymphatic drainage, they talk about meridians and things like that. So this helps to regulate organs that are connected to your skin health. So things like your liver and lungs. So if all of that is healthy, everything out here looks healthy. So again, it's all about talking about balance. And that's what traditional Chinese medicine is all about, is helping to create that balance internally. When we move the chi and the blood, the body's natural healing process actually kicks in. So that's why you want to do something calming like this before you go to bed, because your body goes into repair mode at night.
Yes.
So if you're all stressed out and all that, you notice you wake up, you don't feel like you even slept.
Nope.
Right? You actually feel worse.
Yeah.
Because your body's been thinking about all of these problems and things all night long, right? So when you're moving that chi, that energy, and everything's flowing, your body's healing. And then also it helps you when things are flowing and there's no stagnation, you're actually helping to detoxify the body, inflammation goes down, and you restore harmony. You know, I'm really trying to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very conscious about how I go to bed now, because I've noticed in the past, I feel like I didn't sleep at all when I do things like I drank too much the night before, or I didn't drink enough water, if I went to bed angry, or if I went to bed with a bunch of stressful thoughts in my mind. So now I'm trying to like decompress before I go to bed. And one of the things I do now is I'm incorporating the Gua Sha just to kind of relax my body and get that rest and digest mode going before I go to bed. I even have the lava lamp next to my not the lava lamp, sorry. I have
salt lamp?
I have a salt lamp next to my bed now, because I know that gives off positive ions.
Yes.
Just trying my best, because you know, as we get older, sleep is so important to us, and when you can't sleep, your whole day the next day is awful. So this is just another way to self-care, and then to have a really restful sleep at night.
Okay, that's awesome. So I do have one more question for you, but before I ask that question, if you're enjoying this episode, please do all the things, like, share, subscribe, download if you're listening, and it really helps our show, and we appreciate it so much, and we really appreciate everyone who shows up every week to listen to our content. Thank you so, so much. Okay, so final question is, how do you do Gua Sha? Because there is so much like goofy stuff on the interweb. So how do you do it correctly? Okay. And is this something that you can do yourself at home, or is this only something you can go to like a professional to do? No,
absolutely, you can do this at home.
Okay, so DIY.
DIY, which I love, but obviously I do incorporate now into my facials. When you come in, you will get a nice Gua Sha.
That's great.
Facial as well. Okay, one thing I learned from Sandra Lanshin is there are 2 products you cannot do without when you're doing Gua Sha.
Okay.
Because remember, you're doing these light strokes, so you want to prep the skin first.
Okay.
And so 2 items that you definitely need is you need some type of a hydrating mist. Okay. This is my pH balancing mist, because what you want to do is you want to spray that all over because you want to basically open the skin up and massage that all in so the skin is nice, moist, and supple.
Okay.
And then you follow it up with some type of a facial oil. And we've talked about this one. This is the Fenny root. You could do the morning or the evening, it doesn't matter. But this is a combination of different oils that are good for the face, the face area. One thing I did learn from Sandra is she said that some people have complained, like especially acne prone, that Gua Sha seems to make their skin break out.
Oh.
There's certain reasons why, but it wasn't because of the Gua Sha. But one of the reasons she said is because of this type of oil you might have used. So somebody who has more or acne prone or you have oily skin, you may want to choose a single type of oil, so like a squalene, instead of a blend of oils.
Okay.
So that's a big one. So when you're going to choose your oils, just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so you sprayed the hydrating mist, you've opened the skin up, it's now ready to receive the oil. And so what's great about this is it's almost better than a moisturizer because you're hydrating and penetrating it deep into the skin. But also, the reason you want to do this is because you're going to have that glide, that nice, slip. Because the last thing you want to do is
pull and tug
pulling
at
and
your
tugging
skin.
the skin. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So that's number one. You always want to prep the skin. And then she said that what you want to do is you actually want to start by opening up the neck area, because what you're doing is you're actually clearing out the lymphatic system. So please understand, lymphatic drainage massage and Gua Sha are completely different from each other. So what we're talking about is not lymphatic, but when you do these nice long strokes in the neck area, you are helping to open everything up and you are clearing that lymphatic system, which is a good thing. You want to start with that. Also because the tension in our neck correlates to the tension on the face, right?
Yes.
So if you're really tense here, when you go to do the Gua Sha on the face, you're not really affecting it as much as you possibly could by first opening up this area and softening this area up.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah. Okay, so you start by opening up the neck muscles. And one thing Sandra's talked about was most people try to use the sharp edge to do the stroke. That's actually not the correct way to do it. What you want to do is lay your tool flat and then glide.
Okay.
And then go in an upward stroke.
Okay.
Okay? So that's another tip that you always want to do when you're doing Gua Sha. Because again, on the face, you want to be very gentle. Even the pressure is gentle. Let me show you. So this is kind of the pressure.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need a ton of pressure.
Yeah, you're definitely not pushing down. You're pretty much just sliding it.
You're sliding, yes. Because when you go to an acupuncturist and you're doing Gua Sha on the body, it's a little different.
Okay.
Because the muscles are bigger and more tense. And so they actually do like that hard scraping where you almost see that redness happening. In fact, that's actually the meaning of Gua Sha. So Gua means scrape and Sha means the red marks on the skin.
Oh.
That's where Gua Sha comes from.
Okay, that's cool.
Forgot to mention that earlier. But okay, so then always you want to do flat and then consistent long strokes. And you want to be really mindful of it because again, remember how I said it helps to calm your nervous system, and that's how you calm your nervous system is that long mindful strokes and then the soft pressure. You can even go under the eye area. Now, if you heard us in the past, you don't ever want to tug along the eye area, but you can take this little notch and just do really, really feather-like strokes and then pull it up. Oh, and then you brought these in today, and this is the rose quartz, and this is a clear quartz. And again, like I said, a lot of times they're made out of some type of stone material because of their energetic properties, right? So see how it's flat?
Yeah.
So you could go right on there and just pull up, but very, very gently.
Yeah.
Very, very gently. So that actually helps with depuffing under here, and then the fine lines and wrinkles as well. It's amazing what you could do with the Gua Sha technique. And then consistency. Want to be consistent. If you just have, 4 or 6 minutes in the morning to do it, go ahead and do it. But at least I was told twice a week.
Oh, okay.
To start to see some benefits. And again, it's not going to happen overnight. Like I always say, our problems didn't happen overnight.
Right.
So we're not going to clear it overnight.
Right.
But so give yourself some grace. Give yourself at least 4 weeks. I suggest take a before picture and 30 days later take an after picture and see, if it's actually working or not. But again, at least twice a week. to do it.
Okay, and then for how long? I know you said if you only have 4 to 6 minutes, but what is like an ideal amount of time to work on? Is it your whole face for like 4 minutes on your whole face? Is it your neck, your face?
If you go to Sandra Lanshin's videos, she actually has a 6-minute video that incorporates the neck and the face.
Okay.
But then she even has another one even shorter that includes, there's different types of stroking. So I was telling Velia earlier, when you see these little cones like this, this is definitely for the head. I mean, it's meant for the scalp, but it's actually a good way to do what she calls strumming. And that's the strumming effect like this. You can also do it on this side, and it's a 1-2, 1-2, so you're strumming. And what she explains is it's kind of like when you come across really hard dirt, you know, it's like solid, you can't even penetrate through it. So you know how you want to break through that, make it fluffy again? She said that's what this is, the strumming along the jawline, the neck. You're helping to fluff up.
You're tilling.
You're tilling the soil, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Exactly. And then after you till, what do? You come through with a rake and you smooth everything out. And so that's what the smooth gliding. So you're fluffing and then smoothing.
Okay.
And so those are kind of the two that I've noticed she says you want to incorporate when you're doing the Gua Sha properly.
Okay.
So,
So you have a couple extra little tools here.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to talk a little bit about like which shapes are good for what technique?
Sure. So we kind of went through, and you showed, this is the one that she uses in her Japanese scalp massage. And so now she's going to incorporate the strumming. So the strumming in because I think that's going to feel really good.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, feels good. So that would be the strumming. Anything with a flat area is going to be the part that you're going to use to do the long strokes.
Okay.
Okay. Same here. When you've got the little notches, it's almost really intuitive, because when I look at this, I'm like, oh, that's perfect for like right above the brow bone, right? Or the cheekbone, right? And then this long one under the jaw.
Okay.
So that's what all the different shapes are. So you'll see them in different shapes. Just remember, you want to make it flat and not the edge
sharp
part,
side.
the sharp side, exactly. So you could use the small side here. These are so cute. This is perfect for under the eye or above the eye, you know, stuff like that. And then I had gotten this as a gift, and I just kind of carry it with me, because sometimes I've used it in the past to just, because I have like a trigger thumb, and I was told if I massage that to relieve the tension. So I have this, and this would also work for under the eyes or like the labial folds, wherever. Just as long as you're doing the technique properly, I think you can utilize anything. Now, the only thing I do want to warn you about is, remember how we said they're made out of like quartz and different stones, right? You want to make sure it is an actual like rose quartz or a clear quartz, whereas I got this, and this is actually, it looks like it, but when you feel it next to real quartz, it's super light, because this is plastic, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not going to get all the healing properties that you would if it was a real quartz.
Yeah,
right?
Agreed.
So those are the different, and you can tell by like how heavy, because the stone is actually quite heavy, like no matter what stone you're using. There's so many different ones. There's something called bion. Sandra Lanshin uses one called nephrite, which looks black and it looks super cool. I just ordered one. I can't wait. We'll do a reel maybe with that one.
Yeah.
But that emits infrared light, which we know is really beneficial for your skin and your body as well. And then I have this, because as you guys know, I do osmosis facials. And so osmosis came up with this. So it's got these little ridges here to help just kind of penetrate. So it's almost like the strumming, part. It helps to penetrate and calm and soothe. And then it's got all these different shapes. So this is kind of like the notch, but I kind of like the traditional one. It's just, it feels better. And this is really heavy. This is copper, right? You felt that.
Yeah,
It's
it's super heavy.
Super heavy. So it's a little hard to do it on your own. I mean, when I'm doing it on someone else, it's a little bit easier. But yeah, there's just so many different types. If you have a certain one and you're just totally confused how to use it, comment or let us know what kinds you've tried in the past. And yeah, if you have any further questions, please let us know.
I have a further question,
Oh,
actually.
she has a further question.
I sometimes will keep these for my eyes in my little refrigerator, my little skincare refrigerator.
Yeah.
And because it feels good when it's cold. But tell me if that's wrong, because I feel like the cold will depuff, but
There's nothing wrong with the cold if that's what you're using it for. But according to Sandra, she said that traditional Chinese medicine never uses cold.
and that is so true.
Yeah.
It's never cold water. You're not supposed to
Nothing.
drink cold. Yeah,
Right,
that's
warm
so
water.
Yes.
Because remember, we're talking about stagnated blood. And when you put cold on blood, it like
yeah, it makes it
more
It doesn't
stagnant.
make it move.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, and think about it. Like when we have cramps,
Heat.
we put heat exactly because we're trying to get that blood flow again.
Yeah.
So it would be better if you put it in like just some warm water
Okay.
and then try that
I will.
and see.
I don't feel like the cold is really helping a whole lot.
The cool feels nice.
It feels
and
nice.
refreshing,
Yes.
But to get the benefit of Gua Sha,
Yes.
it should be warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
great.
thank you for asking that. I
Yeah.
wanted to mention that, but that's another like myth that people
Yeah.
are trying to say that you could do with. Like I've seen people take their Gua Sha and stick it in cold ice water.
Yeah, well, and naturally, like the stone gets colder.
The stone is cold.
But you could even warm it up, like with your
With your
hands, if
hand.
your hands are warm.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, that's so funny because I would actually take it and either stick it in ice water because that's what I've seen,
Right.
or just out of the fridge. But I would like try to tolerate as cold as possible.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was what I was supposed to do. Okay, I've been doing it wrong.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Another thing is if you've got one like this is also perfect. If you have teenagers and you have acne breakouts, put it in warm water and just kind of press and hold. Because again, that warmth will get the blood flowing. And remember, blood flow, it's healing. We're taking in that healing process, and that's what your skin needs when it's all angry.
Okay.
So you don't want to do Gua Sha on active acne.
Okay.
But you could do that warmth, kind of like press and hold to kind of loosen things up. So.
Okay. Well, thanks. That was I learned a ton. I love when I learn stuff that I thought I already knew.
I know. There were so many things I learned that were not proper, and so it was really. This was a fun deep dive for me.
Yeah, this was a fun deep dive for me too. Well, thank you, Monina.
Welcome.
And thank you again for watching and listening. I'm Velia.
I'm Monina.
And until next time, keep experimenting with your beauty routine. Where's that coming from? We need a black background, I think.
I know. Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. Gua Sha. Yeah. Let's
I got it.
do the Yeah.
Better?
Nope.
See? Did I get it, or is she just telling me that over and over?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.